Hey, what's up? Chris DeLeon here of Gam Keto. We're going to take a minute today to talk about the Forbes 30 under 30 list because there's something a lot of discussion, frustration, and opinions and things floating around the internet right now. And what I can offer to the conversation is I was on the list 6 or 7 years ago. Now, I say this not to brag or be a douche, but because it offers me a different perspective on I'm now over 30. I've got lots of friends and peers who I've seen go through the list, beyond the list, have now had half a decade of their life since to see how it has or hasn't mattered to people. I've been to a couple meetups of other Forbes under 30 people to discuss and find out what it means to them and so on. And so that's what I'm trying to share today. Now, a few things I want to point out. First of all, it's not just 30 people. I know it sounds like 30 people. I know the branding is under 30 and so on. It is hundreds of people added every single year to these lists because it's lists plural. It's 30 people per category, and there's a lot of categories, so it is literally hundreds of people added every list. Not quite as exclusive as 30 kind of make it sound. I'm not saying any of this, by the way, to discredit or devalue people who are on the list, which again includes people I know, which is great, congratulations. But it is to provide some perspective on maybe some other things about it. Second, two more points here I think are really important to what caused some of the frustration and misunderstanding around what gets people's blood boiling about it. The first is an impression that it's a list of people who've made it, who are done, who have done their life's work, who have accomplished so much already. And here's the thing about that list. That list is meant to be 30 people under 30 to watch. Not who've already done something great, but people who may go on to do something worthwhile. And in most cases, haven't yet. And that's not being a slight to anybody. That's not being mean. That's saying it's supposed to be that they're on a good trajectory. Now, they, of course, look at past and present accomplishments, affiliations, whatever else they look for to try to gauge this person has good momentum, they have a good head start, whatever. But if the most important thing that someone does in their career happens before they're on that list, then kind of technically they shouldn't have been on that list. It's supposed to be an indicator if they're going on to good things, not that they've done good things yet. And naturally, there's kind of some guesswork and luck involved in that in terms of, will they go on to do good things? Some people do. Some people you never hear from again after they're on that list. Couple other things, the other bit about that. So the first is, again, like, doesn't mean they've made it yet. It means that they might be on a good trajectory. Now, the other thing that just frustrates people to no end seems to be this distinction of like, oh, and they're under 30, as though 30 is some magical cutoff point where if you don't make it by the time you're 30, then, you lose. Then you have to do it by your 30 or, whatever, you're out of luck. Here's the thing about the under 30. The under 30 isn't saying that you have to be under 30 to do something great. It's little league. It's junior league. It's high school science fair. It's a weight class. Because here's the thing I figured out when I started going to those conferences with the other people from the lists. My expectation, I'll be honest, when I first saw the list, I was like, oh man, I sure did it. I'm pretty neat. I thought so. And I'd go to these conferences expecting to meet some really amazing people and be like, maybe I'm one of them. And what I figured out was that these people in law and finance and science communities and so on are doing things which, if they were 35 or 40, 45, 50 or older, no one would bat an eye about. Oh, you started some companies and sold some companies. Pretty good job for a 27-year-old. Oh, you own and sell some real estate. That's a pretty neat accomplishment for someone who's 29. But if someone's an adult, a functioning grown-up, someone in their 30s, 40s, and 50s and older, then again, you're just kind of like, oh yeah, that's a thing that human beings do, that adult grown-ups do, own and start businesses and real estate and function in the scientific community and invent products as engineers and whatever else people do. And that's what a lot of people on the list are. It's not that they've done something super unhuman, incredible, whatever. It's that they've done it kind of compared to the background of other people under 30. They've got a bit of a head start. They've got some momentum. They've whatever. But the under 30, that distinction's there because if it wasn't there, a lot of people on that list, myself included when I was at that age, can't really compete against people over 30. Don't come close to the life achievements of so many more people who are 35, 40, 45, 50 and older. Just completely blown out of the water, inadequate compared to an adult's career, opportunities, prospects, success, and just other measures in life, which aren't all career focused. But it's the kind of thing that, again, it is like It's like this, right? It's like when you find out that someone can play piano when they're 6 years old, and you're like, wow, they're a prodigy. But you say that because they're 6 years old and they can play it like as well as a 9 or a 10-year-old. Not because they're selling concerts, not because people want to buy their music, not because, it's because, oh, look how cute this little person here under 8 years old can play at a 10 or 12-year-old level, which is like this novelty to it. It's kind of this neat thing, and it might be a sign they're going to go on and do well. But the other thing, right, is a lot of those little prodigies we never hear from again. They don't wind up actually as career pianists or whatever, or if they do, it's kind of in an unspectacular way of they just got that job 4 years earlier. Now, speaking of which, this is the last thing, and this is not even misunderstanding about the list. This is about just the concept of the list, and that is that the reason I feel the need to even make this video and rant about the subject and whatever is that I think fundamental to why some people get frustrated with the list is a misunderstanding of how, like, the world works in the deepest way. And what I mean by this is that, like, it's built on the assumption that success means winning over some other outside group who will then just give you the award and be like, you did it. Good job, you're validated, right? That is a school child's relationship to their teacher to want that gold star or that A or whatever. That is where someone's early in their career and they think that their career objective is, oh, I sure want to impress my boss and get the certificate and, like, get the award and whatever. Like, it's not to try to crap on awards in general, but it's to say that can't be the point, right? That the real measure isn't, did somebody else acknowledge you? The measure is something else. You got to decide for yourself, and it's something bigger than that, right? I mean, it's like, are you helping people? Are you selling products to customers in an honest and sustainable way? Are you helping to solve real problems in the world? Because if you are, you don't care if you have an award or not. And if you're not, you don't care if you have an award or not. Right? And it's not that it's nothing. It helps in some cases. Like, I stick my little Forbes 30 under 30 blurb in my bios and other places if I think it might help get someone's attention briefly. But as soon as I got their attention, I still got to do the same work as anybody else, and I have for the past 6-7 years and the rest of my life, to still put on a good show with a worthwhile video course or a decently edited podcast that I put together or whatever. And, like, the awards or things that matter to me most aren't, like, I don't have a copy of that Forbes magazine anywhere in my apartment. Normally, when my camera when I mount it, it's over here, right? And you see kind of this stuff in the background. It's mostly decorations, old posters, novelties, whatever. The stuff that I have on the other side of my monitor that inspires me, that keeps me kind of going, like, these are the measures that mean something to me. This is a poster from my first game development club I helped start in 2004. Here's the one I helped start in 2010. There's the one I helped start last year that's still going, now as an online group. But, like, these are the things that I've done, as far as I'm concerned, that have helped a lot of people. Now, those haven't made me much money. I would have made a heck of a lot more money trying to get some sort of acknowledgement and promotion in some bigger company. But, like, the bigger goal, the bigger achievement to me is having played some positive role in helping fix people's real problems. Helped people. And when the award thing came up, I was like, oh, neat. My mom was pretty proud. I got, like, a little blurb in my hometown newspaper, and then it was kind of blew over. And so don't focus so much on, like, can I get someone to give me the prize? And I understand I'm coming from a position of privilege. It's really easy for me to say that as someone who has a prize. There's no prize. There's no physical anything. There's no money. There's no certificate, whatever. But it is to say, don't worry about that age cutoff, because, again, it's like being mad that you graduated from high school and never won the high school science fair. That's because now you're, like, a college student or a grown-up, and you're expected to do, like, real science, like a real grown-up. Anywho, that's it for today. Sorry to get a little rambly there. But yeah, if you make games, keep making games, and if you don't, keep doing cool stuff, and don't just do it to try to get a prize or acknowledgement from somebody. Do it to help people and build something that sustains and so on. So that's it for now. Chris DeLeon here. Catch y'all later.